So down the windy mountain road we go. Oh, lots of bumps. Like UGLY, you ain't got no alibi, you ugly. We're back. We're on an adventure, guys. We're at the Hungry Horse Reservoir Recreation Area, and we're gonna try to take this upper loop up here to kind of find some of the things that you can do. Well, it's not really a loop, it's more so a road. And our first pull off here brought us to an experimental forest. No idea what that's about. We were talking about it and I was just like, oh my gosh, there's something that wasn't on the map. Pulled off and saw that. And so hello adventurers and welcome back to my channel. I hope you enjoy coming along with us today because we're gonna do some scouting and reconnaissance. Should be quite fun. There is a road right over here that we're gonna go down, but that was interesting. That is maintained by the Rocky Mountain Research Center. And Dee said that it probably means that they do some things with like different kinds of trees to see what kind of vegetation would work. So that's pretty neat, but this way is the real adventure. Unlike the other side of the reservoir that goes over by the dam and across to all of the campsites that we explored on my previous adventure, there was 12 miles of paved road. On this one, not so much. It's not necessarily that it's a bad road, but it's definitely not the same level of smooth sailing. It is a bit more rocky and rough, bumpy and dusty, and it is a more primitive road. But overall, so far at least, it's been pretty decent. We just started off on this. I'll be showing you some of the views today. We'll be stopping off at some of the places that you can camp here, and I'll be showing you some of the interesting things that you can find. Now, along the way, there's going to be a lot of interesting things. Like, for example, when we first pulled in, big, huge bear signs everywhere. This is the side that typically I have seen more reports from, and my friends even said that this is an area that if you go far enough down this road, it's considerable distance, but there's some good huckleberries down here. So it's really interesting to see, but with that also comes, guess what? Bears. Okay, we got to a place where it's no longer just smooth sailing. We're definitely pretty washboardy on here. It kind of comes and goes, so you can kind of see it where it's rutted out. And so you kind of follow the tracks of other people who've been on the road and it's not as bad. But if you happen to get off of those tracks, you're going to hit some like, oh. So that hasn't been great. But at the same time, even with my small van, I'm not having a problem getting out here. So again, lots of cool places. And our friends were telling us that there's tons of camping along this road that are just like pull-off spots in the national forest. So that's pretty cool. Pulled off here on just the side of the road, but it's because I saw this little outlet right here. And this is one of many. There's been a lot of people who've been tucked into spaces like these. You can see that they're just a short distance off of the main road. There is a lot more of this kind of camping here than there was on the other side in the opening section of that 12 miles. I've seen tons of sites just like this. Now, with that said, anytime that you come out to a place like this, there are a few things that you need to remember. Number one, pack in, pack out. Anything that you bring with you, you need to take with you. Don't leave trash. That's just a really easy thing to say. With that, the reason why I say that is because someone has not done that. See that Homer bucket over there? That is a toilet. Someone has left here. Yeah, that's not cool, guys. Don't do that. Actually, there are some people who have cut some wood back here, and in some of the areas, you will find signs that say you cannot cut the wood unless it's already down. This particular tree was clearly not down. It was definitely cut, and they have used it to make some kind of structure in the back. And this one by the Homer bucket also looks as though it has been cut. So if you're in this area, you need to make sure you're checking for the ordinances and also for the rules to make sure that you're not doing something that you're not supposed to. Additionally, there's some other trash like this left behind, which is very unsettling to see. It looks as though there's some animals that have rubbed up against some of the trees out here. So there's definitely animals in this area. And some of the trees kind of toward the back are the same way. So this is a very nice campsite other than the fact that someone has left behind their garbage. But this is what most of them look like. They're more so just a pull in. Sometimes there's a little bit of extra room if you have like a trailer. This one would facilitate a trailer, but it is not the most even on the ground. There's a big rut here. There's a little rut here. But it kind of gives you an idea as to what's available when it comes to boondock style camping as opposed to improved camping at the campsites. And as you can see, it just keeps going. Now on the other side of that though, this road, again, pretty bumpy, pretty dusty, pretty rutted out in some areas. And because of that, all of the side of the road is covered in this like chalky whiteness. So if you are camping, you're going to want to see if you can camp a little bit deeper in, which is why these campsites are better, so that you don't just get dust constantly thrown at you. There's a few more places that we're going to stop along the way. We are trying to make it to this destination though, and I think that we're not super far away from that, so we'll see. We're currently going down to scout out the Emery Bay Campground. Okay, we have made it to the Emery Bay Campground area, and I'm just going to show you what this looks like today. If you are here, you can stay for $22. Otherwise, if you have your senior pass, it's $11. Double sites are $44. Extra vehicles are always going to be $5 in this area. And you can find all of the warnings and things that you need to know here. The cool thing about this area is instead of a 14-day stay limit, you have a 16-day stay limit at all of these different campgrounds along this way. So it's pretty nice. Okay, so let me take you on a little driving tour of what the campsite looks like now. And we're just going to kind of check out some of those things. And if there's anything that you're interested in, again, check out the Emery Bay camping area, because that's what we're at right now. Looks like all of the sites themselves are pretty nice, and they have different shapes and sizes. So again, different kinds of rigs. Each of them do have their own bear boxes because again, bear country. And then right past the campsite itself, you can see there's a picnic table as well as a camping ring with a beautiful view of Hungry Horse behind us. It does look like they have the improvements of vault toilets also, so that's very nice. A lot of times when you come to places like this, you're paying for those upgraded amenities of the bear boxes and also the toilets. And so $22 is a very reasonable amount of money to spend on a campsite, especially considering that you have such incredible views. It's $6 to have day use in this area, but you have immediate access to Hungry Horse right beyond this boat launch. So this is the reservoir, and the reservoir itself is beautiful. Again, from every angle that you see it, you can see all of the mountains, you can see all of the area down here. It's amazing. So yeah, definitely a great place to come out and just recreate for day use as well. Look at this, guys. Okay, we're gonna feel some water while we're here. Oh yeah. Oh, that feels so good. So overall, this stop was definitely worth it. The water felt amazing, and I want to remember this one for a good access point to getting in the water, because the water here is clear, it's crisp, it feels good, and there's tons of shoreline. So I'm going to be noting this one for myself, and you guys should too. Again, the views just don't stop, and the campsites have beautiful water views. A lot of different campsites along both sides of Hungry Horse have gorgeous views. So when you're looking along, it's really going to be about what kind of things that you're looking for. I found the campsites range anywhere between $18 and $22 on average, and then a bunch of them have other options nearby that are the free campsites. So those are also things to look at depending on kind of where your budget is. I think that it's nice that they have options for everyone, and a lot of people who are at this one are having their kayaks and things like that. So I think that that's a great way to get in the water in a beautiful place. There's another little pull off right there. It's kind of on an incline though. I'm getting rattled pretty hard right now, but worth it, but still rattled pretty hard. But again, like I said, worth it everywhere that we're going. This is the view. Another little interesting fact about this road, because it is so dusty, if somebody comes down with like a trailer or something that has more than just your regular 4 tires, it kicks up a lot of dust, almost making it really impossible to see. So what I've been doing is just like slowing down even more whenever I'm encountering the dust, because there's a lot of side-by-sides that come through here, and if there's a side-by-side right after a trailer, it's harder to see the side-by-side. So just kind of keeping aware of the surroundings. But all in all, this has been a really pleasant drive, albeit a little bit bumpy. This is not the one that you're going to leave dust-free from, that's for sure. You're definitely going to end up pretty jolted around and then pretty dusty. It's beautiful out here though, guys. See, this is why we stop at the scenic stops. This is why I tell you about them. If you see a pull-off, take the pull-off. Oh, amazing. Okay, after the little overlook though, I did want to draw your attention to this dust. This is all pretty nasty and gnarly. It is all over the back of the van, and the van gets dirty. I'm not going to say that the van doesn't get dirty, but on roads like this, this is what you can expect. All of this, let me show you for reference how much that we collect in just a short drive. So while at this gorgeous, amazing overlook, I'm going to show you, if you are a person who does not like dirt, you're not going to love this road. However, if you're a person who is receptive to just washing the vehicle after, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. I know some people are very nervous about coming down dirt roads because of the disgustingness or because of the washboards, but I'm telling you guys, just be slow and be intentional, and you can always do this after. All of this comes off, and I guarantee when we stop again, it's going to be there again. It's just really dusty up here, but just bring a dust brush if it really bothers you. But oh, even here, really washboardy, but definitely worth it. And the more that we are going on this road, the more that we are discovering just how much that it unfolds itself to us so that we can see the beauty. And I think that that's been the best part. We are almost to the destination that we are trying to get to though. So we're about to find out if we can actually go out to it or not. And when we're here, at least, some of the leaves are starting to change. So it is quite lovely. Although it isn't quite full leaf season yet, but it's getting pretty close. So definitely happy that we decided to take this path. This one isn't quite as populated, at least right now while we're visiting. Final destination, wow. And I can't see anything, so we're just gonna give it a minute, because wow. Oh yeah, guys, I forgot to mention, there are signs that there are logging trucks. So if you have a final destination fear, it will be unlocked on this one. Okay, let's try this again, guys. Dee's getting positioned and we're trying to find a good parking place. There isn't a great parking area here, and the road that we're supposed to go up is right here. We're not sure if it's safe, so we're grabbing our bear spray. We got a little bit. We're gonna just walk just a little bit up this road to see if we can get up there. Now, the problem that I'm finding is I think that the lookout is still a good few miles in. And if that's the case, that's going to be a really long walk in. So I'm not sure if we're going to do it, but we wanted to figure out what this was exactly. And with my vehicle, I know that I have low clearance, so it's a lot harder. Dee's van has more clearance, but at the same time, we want to make sure it's safe, if that makes sense. So we're just going to check it out. We'll see what it's like. This is 386 or 388 or 338B. It doesn't look terrible. Okay, after just walking a short distance, I think we're gonna be okay. So we're gonna try it. Worst case scenario, we saw a pull off. So we can always pull off. But we really wanna see what this is. So we will see. The only section I'm kind of concerned about for my personal van is just this front section this far. There's a few areas that are like a little more rutted, where it's like a wider rut. So I think I could just take it kind of on the center as opposed, and then it won't have a high center moment. But that's why we walked it out. But to give you guys a heads up again, this is what the dust looks like even after I swept it off. It's right back there again. So again, dusty roads, no big deal. Okay, so it's getting a little bit more narrow, a little bit more high centered. And so I'm having to be careful and kind of like just scoop over a bit. Dee has no problem. She has high clearance, so she's doing super good. So we're just going slow, and I'm kind of pulling up the rear here. But so far, no big deal. Definitely love adventure days like this where we just get out and we are just exploring an area to see what we can find. And some areas are going to be harder for me to get to, and some areas are not going to be as difficult. So there are pros and cons to having a small van, and sometimes that just means that I can't go some places. But so far, this one at least, I've been able to continue on. It is getting pretty bumpy though, so we'll see if it continues. But I've seen a couple places where if I need to, I can bail out, so that's good. So I don't know how much further it's gonna be, but as of right now, we're making it, and Dee's kind of waiting on me up here, so that's good. But it's beautiful for sure. Okay, I took a stop for a minute just so I could see what I was looking at. And this is beautiful, definitely. At the same time, this has been kind of a nerve-wracking drive in my tiny van. I got up to check everything. Everything's fine, so still good. I'm just gonna keep on going, but I hope we're almost there. Not often do I say, oh my gosh, I hope I'm almost somewhere, but I definitely hope I'm almost there. Okay guys, this was where I had to stop. I couldn't get any further up because that part made me drag and I couldn't work my way around it. It wasn't a problem that I could solve. So I am here on the side of the road. I'm okay, fear not. Just kind of know that if you want to come up here, there is going to be one section with low clearance that is just very, very difficult. And I couldn't get up there with my van because it would just, I'm not trying to mess up my van to go see a beautiful. And I'm not gonna mess up my van to go see something pretty. I'm so happy that Dee is able to keep going though, so I'm hoping she gets up there and she can tell me what she saw, because that would be super cool. But at the same time, you know, sometimes that's the limitations of a small van. Sometimes you just get to a place where you're just like, okay, this is the view I get. And I'm not upset though, this view is incredible. The drive to this was a little, you know, interesting. But by getting here, I was able to see this. So let's check it out while we're here. I'm gonna go ahead and close the van, turn off the air because I'm not in here. And we're gonna let the van rest just a little bit. Here's Hungry Horse down there and it's just gorgeous. Even though again, it's hazy today, it's so beautiful. She came back down the mountain. We got to ask her what she saw though. But yeah, I'm just on this little pull off, hanging out. It worked out well for me. I was able to do like a 17-point turn because it's wide, but it's a ledge right there. So I was like very cautious in how I re-angled. She was able to go up a little higher up, so we'll see how her experience went. But oh my goodness! Hello, Dee.
Are you okay?
I'm okay.
I sent you a message. I'm like, what?
My service is so bad. I got to right here and it's like this spot. My entire van goes and it was like, uh-oh. And so I went, oh, just kidding. So I tried to take it to the side. Okay, Dee said that even though she went ahead, she was just looking for a place to turn around because she saw I wasn't like with her. So it started to get pretty gnarly, she said. We are only about halfway up. So yeah, that's a long one. So maybe we come back out here with a 4-wheel drive. Rawr! Go down the windy mountain road we go. Oh, lots of bumps. Like UGLY, you ain't got no alibi, you ugly. Also, I know someone in the comments is gonna say, oh my gosh, your face is so red. Are you sunburned? I did get a little sun yesterday, but most of this is just from like stress driving. Okay, we're making good progress. Again, super bumpy, a little wild. Now we just sit and wait on Dee to come down. As you can see, Spotted Bear is 38 miles. So this road continues on, like I was mentioning, for a long, long time. So there's lots of places that you can come out and adventure. There's also some more improved campgrounds and tons more national forest camping. But for now, we're on our way back down the 15 miles back to Martin City on the road that we came in on. Again, not too bad. Here on the channel, I have had a lot of people who have said that they don't feel comfortable doing a lot of things. And they think that I am just super brave because I do all these things. But at the same time, a lot of times it's just trial and error. Does it work or not? And so you have to put yourself out there just a little bit, but also think with your entire brain. If something seems like it's not going to work and it gets weird, then just take that moment to step back and say, okay, is this worth it? Is it worth it to risk it for the biscuit? If it is worth it to risk it for the biscuit, you can proceed forward. If it is not, and you're like, okay, it's going to tear something up, or I just don't think I can physically make it to that thing, it's okay to not do something. It's perfectly fine. The main thing is that you're getting out there and you're trying. And trying is sometimes the hardest part because it takes the most courage. So get out and explore a place like this. come out to a place that you're unfamiliar with and just make sure that you are kind of aware of like where you are on the map and where you need to be. We made it down quite a bit and we are stopping off because when we came back in this direction, I always say you can see different things, but literally when we crossed over this bridge earlier, I did not see this at all. And so this sounds wonderful and it looks wonderful and it's just this way. Okay guys, we're over halfway back to town and we're just going to go ahead and like call it, I think, for the day. That was a beautiful final view, but we did see something kind of weird. So if you're interested in the weird, go check out the video that I did for the day in the life, which should be 2 videos back at this point. I think you'll enjoy seeing what we discovered. It was a little bit wild, but as always, guys, I have enjoyed bringing you along. Remember, we're not here for a long time, but we are here for a good time, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.